We are live, Freak Nation, on a Kick in the Balls Monday. Missing one of our wingman, Richard C. Suave, who will not be making it today, Crasher. You feel a little empty without Richie here?
Yes, because we need somebody in between us. You and I live together, breathe together, sleep together, work together, play together. We need that other person in between us. So in the meantime, we're probably going to fight. We're probably going to, I don't know, we just need Richie. Richie needs to kind of change things up.
No, I get that, but it's also time for us to be able to take a deep breath and realize that we don't need to sit there and depend on Richie every time to make sure that we are a successful, big time radio and TV talk show.
Okay.
Makes sense to you?
Makes perfect sense.
But I will say this, though, when you have a man down on a Kick in the Balls Monday, it can prove difficult because there are sufficient amounts of ball kicking that should get done on a Monday.
Right. All the ball kicking that he was set to do, boom, gone. I mean, man, that was nuts. That's nuts.
It is nuts on a Kick at the Balls Monday. I'm going to make sure that we get us some Kick at the Balls music underneath us here.
Oh,
if it just decides to cooperate here.
Well,
there we go. Let's try that.
Technology, of course.
Yeah.
Are you going a sports take with your Kick at the Balls Monday, or are you staying more lifestyle and weekend at Bernie's kind of?
I've got two or three that I could drop out there. And I don't want to take up too
much. Sports or non-sports?
Two or three with sports and one just in general. How about that? Just a general ball kick. Cool?
We could always use a general ball kick.
Yeah. So again, man, it is a Monday, Kick of the Balls Monday. A special guest joining us in about 13, 14 minutes. Rob Halford of Judas Priest will be in here. We caught up with him earlier with our national show, Speed Freaks. He'll be joining us here in the Freak Nation. So many things to talk to Rob Halford about, including the 50th anniversary of Judas Priest, where I still don't know how in the hell you put together 50 years of whatever you did. But Crasher, we've been doing this for 21 years as Speed Freaks, and then 8 of those as the Freaks with Kenny and Crash. Could you, well, not alone, but could you imagine putting together 21 years of Speed Freaks for a box set?
If you had enough time to do it, yes. Because, oh my gosh, how much fun it would be to dig up most of those memories. There'd be some sadness as well, because unfortunately we've lost a lot of friends through the years. But yeah, I would enjoy taking on a task of that magnitude. Abso-freaking-lutely.
If you have time to dedicate to that and you don't have a lot of ancillary crap that's going to take you away from it. And I'm not saying you get it done in a week. You can't get it done in a week.
Impossible.
But you know that your 50th anniversary is coming up. So months, years in advance, you start to work towards that. But man, that would just prove difficult for me to be able to dedicate that much time to put together.
But you'd enjoy it. Difficult, yes, but embrace it. Embrace the difficulty and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So Rob Halford will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. And were we recently talking about this, Crasher? Was it this morning about how Henley, our 7-year-old daughter, it was this morning, where she could be intimidated. Yeah, she's the daughter of us, right? She could be intimidated by large, loud crowds only because she's not used to it. I mean, she'll show up at a racetrack. And I'll explain it here in a second. She'll show up at a concert. But when it comes to live sporting events, the Cardinals game, got their butts handed to them by the Panthers. The Suns playoff game against Denver earlier this year. She was intimidated by this crowd and all the thousands and thousands of people around in this big arena, this big stadium. But again, when it comes to concerts, she's not. You've got Judas Priest, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I could go on and on a concert. She was at Phil Collins. It's like, okay, cool. But man, you get her in a sports arena, it's like, oh my God, I'm so done.
I do wonder what the difference is, because you're right. She has no qualms with being at a racetrack with hundreds of thousands of people. The only thing that she doesn't like is the flyovers, because they come so suddenly and boom, kind of freak her out. But yeah, concerts, she is not that way. Is it because she's been fortunate enough to meet some of the musicians on stage? I don't know. And because she's been able to meet some of the race car drivers? Maybe. Whereas, move over to basketball or football, she has not met any of the NFL players or NBA players. And could that just be a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? She idolizes them, kind of. And is there a little bit of a fear factor in that? I don't know.
Yep. I think those are actually part and parcel of where she gets her. 7-year-olds don't have anxiety like adults do, but taking her to the game yesterday,
Panthers.
It was somewhat overwhelming for her. And I talked to her about it again this morning. Would her attitude have changed a little bit if the Cardinals decided to show up? But no, it didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Yeah, from the get-go. That's one of my kick in the balls, NFL-wise, is from top to bottom, the Cardinals organization. What was that? You witnessed it in person. That was embarrassing. That was a rout unlike any other rout. I mean, the Steelers should be embarrassed. The Buccaneers should be embarrassed. The Seahawks to a degree. But, oh my gosh.
Right.
That was just, ugh.
Well, you could start it off, Crasher, by prior to the game, many of us know who cover the Cardinals or follow the Cardinals knows where the Cardinals defense is when it comes to the running game and being able to stop the running game. And
of which Cam Newton is now a part of.
Right. McCaffrey's a man.
Oh, without question.
He is a man. I know you're a fan of his old man, but he is just a man. There's that. The energy of this team, or the lack of energy, was palpable in the stadium. It was strange. You could see it. You could see it happening right in front of you. Again, the week before they go out there and kick some ass, and then they go out and lay an egg a week later. We can go through all the excuses that we could find, Crasher. D-Hop, Kyler Murray, offensive line issues.
Do you have to burp?
Yes, I just did. Did I do it successfully?
Yeah, you're like holding it in like forever and kind of talking like this.
I got it.
Okay, D-Hop.
But yeah, kicking the balls for the majority of that Cardinals team yesterday. I will say this, man. Zane Gonzalez, we were on about the 20-yard line on the Panthers side, and Zane Gonzalez, former kicker for the Cardinals, man, that dude decided to show up. He made all of his 5 field goals. Was it 5?
Was it 5?
Oh, I just lost track. And there were people getting in his face. You suck. Where were you for the Cardinals? This kind of stuff. Like, oh, my God. So what does Zane Gonzalez do? Bam, 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 bam. No problem. So, yeah, kicking the balls for the Cardinals and their lack of ability to play professional football yesterday. I'll give you that.
Kicking the balls to the Bucs. Except I love Bruce Arians' quote post-game. We are just a dumb football team. I mean, to lose to Washington.
Right.
Washington. Backup quarterback. You are the Super Bowl the defending champs. What is going on? And that's their second loss in 3 weeks? But they're coming off a bye, right?
2 losses in a row. Well, they lost to Miami and then to Washington.
Complete insanity. Just the difference, though, between the Bucs and the Cardinals is the Bucs will figure it out. Bruce Arians may call them dumb now, but that's just to get their attention. They are a much smarter team overall from top to bottom, and they will figure things out, and they will be scary good the rest of the season, in my opinion. The Cardinals, on the other hand, not so sure. Not so sure. Granted, Kyler Murray should be back this week. Is that enough to make a full difference? At least you won't be on quarterback number 3, but still, is this the time of the year, kind of like last season, where things fall apart for the Cardinals? The jury's out with me.
Well, fortunately, they're in a better position if the bottom starts to fall out with only 2 losses.
Yeah, true.
But
the Rams are coming.
Yeah.
The Rams are coming.
Get back to the Buccaneers problem. Their calling card for a lot of the years, and again, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, has been their defense, and this defense just has issues. Tom Brady, he'll figure it out. I'll give you that, but it's just the issues with the defense with the Buccaneers. Again, it's been their go-to. But you're right. How refreshing is it just to have Bruce Arians got a dumb, stupid team. And he's not just holding the players to such a harsh criticism. It's the coaches as well.
Which I remember him doing that in Arizona as well. I mean, accountability goes full circle in that entire locker room, and that speaks volumes. Players respect that. And yeah, for coaches to say, "Oh yeah, we screwed up too," it just brings everybody back on the same page. I mean, I remember his white accountability board. Everybody goes up there, from the guys that take out the trash to players to coaches to everybody. It's awesome.
Love you, BA.
Miss you, BA. I
think we might do, and I need to talk to her about this. I would like to get Chris Arians in here on the reg.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be awesome. She was always so spot on with her conversations. So kicking the balls for the Cardinals. You got anybody else? Kicking the Cardinals, the Bucks. Anybody else you got in professional sports, Crasher?
Yes, I want to kick in the balls. Whoever the groundskeepers are in Las Vegas. Was it Quentin Thompson? Who was it that found a pair of scissors in the middle of the game on the turf? Scissors!
I missed that one.
Scissors!
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. Scissors. I mean, granted, after thinking about it, I'm like, oh, a trainer must have left it there. I wasn't paying full attention to the game last night, but how else are scissors going to get out there? Clearly, somebody was down, trainer came out, cut up some bandages, cut up some weed. I don't know. It's all legal everywhere. So, but the scissors were left on the field. That's a little dangerous. Can you imagine getting tackled, face planted into a set of scissors? It's just, I kind of liked it, but
that would be so NFL, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With all the topics surrounding the National Football League, issues with officiating, the Raiders, Washington professional football team, and it's like weekly with the National Football League. Who's got the top team? It's like, but we're ending week 10 now, and we don't have any 0 or 1 loss team. Everybody's 2 or worse, or 2 or more.
2's not horrible. Come on.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, so what are you getting at?
This is a funky freaking NFL year on so many levels.
It's a slightly funky year, but this weekend overall was funky. This weekend deserves King Funk status.
Well,
this weekend should be kicked in the balls. The whole weekend.
I agree. And it's just so sad that I've got to say this, and I'll end my kick of the balls with this, that for the Texas Longhorns to go out and play I think they were a 5A champion high school football team in Kansas, and to lose to Kansas. Wow. Hey, Sarkeesian, you know that Tom Herman never lost to Kansas in Austin. That's
the kicker. Yeah.
In your own crib. I don't think the Longhorns have lost to Kansas in Austin since 50-something. Still a little bit bitter about this. What's going to make me feel better, though, Crasher? How about some time with the legendary frontman of Judas Priest, Rob Halford?
Absolutely.
Want to do that?
Abso-freaking-lutely. We try to catch up with him a couple times a year, but yeah, there's so much going on now. Unfortunately, with the tour that had to be postponed because of Richie Faulkner, but good to hear he's doing better.
Yep.
But also, the 50th anniversary, cocktail book number 1, cocktail table book number 2. There's so much going on. It's crazy.
All right.
New internet show. I mean, what else can Judas Priest possibly be doing, even in their 50th year?
Well, let's do this. We'll feature some of that interview next. Cool?
Yep.
All right, we'll be back.
She has small hands, so she can really get in your mouth.
Our older patients have a lot of spunk.
She's even gone as far as to floss them sometimes for me.
I won the Crest Elderly Service Award for excellence in dentistry. It spurs you on to pay attention to the geriatric population.
I've asked Cammy are my teeth going to last me the rest of my life, and she said, oh, yes.
I would give her the Supreme Award for taking care of old men like me.
Have you heard about Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner? Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner is made of the highest quality components, giving you superior performance and leaving no residue. How do you apply this? You apply Lucas Brake Parts Cleaner liberally to the parts that need to be cleaned. You'll eliminate brake fluid, grease, dust, and dirt components. We know a little bit about that here in the desert, I'd say. And basically what that does is that makes you a happy driver, because now your brake noise is gone and your performance has gone up. Boom.
Coming up,
again.
Rob Halford will be here in the Freak Nation. We caught up with him, was it last week or week before last, Crasher?
It was not last week, because last week we were still wrapping up the NASCAR season, spending some time with Kyle Larson,
Right.
getting ready for the NHRA season and IMSA seasons to end. So, no, it was not last week. It was actually 2 weeks ago.
Jeez.
I know, time is flying. This entire year has flown. What the hell is going on?
What does that say? If you can hold a Rob Halford interview for a couple of weeks and debut it today, what does that say about how
Busy things have been.
it has been pretty bonkers?
Meanwhile, just 1 year ago, we'd be like, hey, we got an interview with somebody, our neighbor. Let's post it because, damn it, that's all we have to do right now.
No. But no, Rob has been so gracious over the years to join us. He's from Phoenix, lives in Phoenix. He's been out here since what did he say? 82, 81?
It's been a while. Not from here.
No,
but
right, correct.
He's
Has lived here.
for many decades.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
again,
now clearly everybody knows we are in Phoenix. You don't want to know the temperature here. I see Terry. Terry, I see you. It's cold in Indianapolis. Snowed yesterday. We saw snow in Green Bay yesterday. What is it right now? It's like 80, 79. Sorry, not sorry.
oh, it's going to be 10 degrees above normal, 86 in Phoenix.
We have spare rooms. Come on.
I think that might be a good kick in the balls for me is this weather because, Crasher, as you know, over the weekend, we were up in, or not over the weekend, on, it was Thursday.
Thursday was Veterans Day.
You want to share with the Freak Nation what we're doing on Mount Lemon?
We were hiking. Well, we were exploring Mount Lemon, getting to see, gosh, what is the name of this tiny ski resort up at the top? We wanted to see if that would be adequate to try some skiing there. Maybe, who knows, maybe this winter. But just exploring Mount Lemon altogether, the rock formations in and around that mountain are just incredible. I posted a few pictures on Instagram, but not a ton, not enough for you to really appreciate what it's about. But yeah, as the sun went down, it got pretty daggone cold. I think, did we get in the 40s before we left the mountain?
Yes. What did I say? We dropped, or we went from 49 to like 25 degrees once we got back to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Well, 49, you mean an additional 25 degrees higher?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just that, but that's the cool thing about the West Coast. And like even Terry's chiming in, hey, in Indianapolis, it's going to be 64 on Wednesday. I mean, this time of the year, all around, it's the fall. It's one of the reasons I love fall is you can have a cold day butted up to an awesome, mild 60s, 70s, 80s day. It's just, yeah, fall rocks.
I teed it up for Crasher, and she just completely ignored the setup.
What?
We were at Mount Lemon. We came home with piles and piles of firewood.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. We got firewood for the winter. I was supposed to read your mind on that. You might be my husband, but we don't always have that telepathic thing going on.
My kick in the balls Monday, and this is where I was going to go with it, is to the weather.
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature. I need me some low in the 40s.
Oh.
For that fire pit. Crasher knows how much we like this fire pit. We have friends over. Bam! It's part of life.
Well, you get to get your cigars out. I get to maybe make an excuse for another glass or four of wine. So, yeah, we do like the fire pit. That's true.
Got a crap ton of wood. So come on. When you hear it's going to be 10 degrees above normal, it's 86.
Yeah, good point.
And I get on my weather app. I'm scrolling. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's like, come on. Give me a 49 degrees one day till I break out that freaking pit.
And it's a new fire pit, too. You want to break out the new one.
Yeah.
We bought it at the EVIT charity, the breakfast fundraiser a couple of weeks ago, and it's still sitting there beautifully shiny silver. It needs to be broken in.
Yeah, we need to dirty it up, right?
We do.
All right, so Rob Halford, Judas Priest, joined us. This is an excerpt from the interview, about 10 minutes worth. It's fantastic. Rob Halford been fronting Judas Priest. Judas Priest has been going on for 50 years. Mm-hmm. So we talked to him about putting together that 50 year. It's not even a box set. It's like a house set. But here's some of the highlights of Rob Halford interview. Rob Halford, of course, Judas Priest, celebrating 50 years.
Boom.
Of the Priest. I can't put together 21 years of Speed Freaks without wanting to jump off the freaking roof with pictures and videos and audio. How in the hell did you put together 50 years of music, photos, videos, unreleased this, unreleased live that? How did you go through the annals of Priest history to knock this out for 50 years, Rob Halford?
Well, it took 50 years to get there, and of course we had a wonderful team of people in the UK and here in America. A lot of fantastic people behind the scenes, because we're always working as a band. We're either writing or we're touring or we're doing other production, whatever it might be. So this again was another great team effort. What we wanted to try and do was incorporate some elements in this 50th box set that you don't ordinarily get. And what I mean by that is we went through the vaults. We went deep into the vaults to find some of these tracks, these live tracks. So, for example, at the Mod Club in New York, when I met Andy Warhol, I've told you this story, right,
yes.
guys?
I found a picture of you and Andy, and you said, take that off the screen, bro.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that T-shirt. We handcuffed each other. Right. And then later on, Andy and I went to Studio 54. What a crazy night that was. But we found some music from that show at the Mod Club, which was magical. So these live elements, again, it's like watching old footage of the Phoenix Suns with Charles and Thunder Dan. You know, it's memory. It's memory. We all thrive on remembering great moments, and so the great moments in this box set are the live songs that we've got from as far back as the 70s. So that's kind of a tangible part of this kind of metal museum, because when you go and see Judas Priest, if you're hardcore and you've been with us for a long time, when we break out Living After Midnight, suddenly it's 1980 all over again, you know, and that's the greatest feeling in the world. When you guys go and see your favorite musicians at a show and they play that song when you were at high school, you know, when you had your first car, you know, or when you were on vacation, music triggers these beautiful memories that we all carry. And so that's what we've tried to do with this one element within the box set. And where when it was finally delivered to my house, I was in the UK at the time, and the postman's like, take this from me because it weighs about 50 pounds, you know. It's a really, in essence, it's the epitome of heavy metal, because it's a heavy piece of physical life. It's 50 years of life that you can enjoy and explore, because it's going to take a long time to get through it, but our hardcore fans will do that. So we're thrilled. We're absolutely thrilled to be at this special place right now.
But Rob Halford, I looked at the notes on this thing. You got 13, 13 unreleased CDs?
Right.
Dude, you must live in a studio. 13, that's like 100 songs that haven't been released yet.
These live cuts, especially the unreleased live moments, they're really valuable. They're things that we didn't even know we'd got, because we have this trail that we've left behind us for 50 years, Statman, and it's just wow. You mean we've got this track from the Agora Ballroom in 1978? Where do we get this from? And this is a result, again, as I said, of all these beautiful people working behind the scenes to bring these moments into 2021. Yeah. Save everything. That's what I always say about to fellow musicians. Save everything. can I ask you guys something in terms of memorabilia? What have you got in terms of memorabilia, sports memorabilia, that you really value and you really treasure?
Ooh. Okay. When you said value or treasure, that kind of changed my answer, because I do have every single concert ticket from the beginning to now. And I also have every single racing ticket, any motorsport event that I went to, and or credential. So yeah, but do I value those the most, or do I value something that I spent my hard-earned money on autograph wise? I don't know. But yeah, it's either something autographed
how
or
about like a football or a shirt or
Mm-hmm.
something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Baseball.
I know exactly. I wish I could run and get it right now. They've got a jacket that we were given by 21 years ago by one of the first investors in the Speed Freaks. And leather jacket, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever received from anybody. And it's so nice. I'm afraid to wear it most places I go. Somebody might take me out of it, you know? So yeah, I've got that jacket. And every time I open the closet door to get something to go outside, I see it there and a little tear, because the memories that are there mean so much to me. Yeah.
Rob, I've got paraphernalia that's autographed by Texas Longhorns national championship team, but but that you just struck on something there. I've got the ticket stub that I witnessed the first time the Dallas Mavericks beat the Boston Celtics in Reunion Arena with my dad, who was a huge Celtics fan. And Larry Bird was on his ass half the time, knocking down threes. And it was an incredible game. But the fact that I was there with my dad and he was watching me get excited, and I was excited that he was excited for the Mavericks and not cheering for the Celtics, just having that ticket stub really has no meaning other than, spending a winning moment with my dad, whose legendary team got their ass handed to him by the Mavericks. That's my go-to right now.
That's beautiful, Kenny. And I'll tell you why because you brought your dad into that question. Yeah. Because, so many of us have memories as kids of going with their dad. My dad used to take me to see my local football team, the Saddlers in Walsall. And those memories, look at Kenny. Kenny's living that moment now. Mm-hmm. He's thinking about his dad, Mm-hmm. That's just a beautiful memory. And it's related to your passion in sports. So, yeah, that's great.
What would bring a tear, though? What would bring a tear to your eye? Like Statman just alluded to, is this thing, seeing that jacket. And I know we don't have much time left, but what would bring a tear to Rob Halford's eye?
Well, this is going to sound a little bit strange, because me, I'm a strange guy, but it's strangeness in the purest sense, and it's love in one of the purest senses. When Lemmy passed away, and I had this beautiful opportunity to speak at his memorial. We had a great get together, all of us musicians from all over the world. We met in Hollywood, and we talked about Lemmy and his great life and the things that he's left us. And then not too far back, I get something in the mail from the Lemmy people, Lemmy's office, his manager and everybody still worked tirelessly to keep his name with us, as it always will be. They sent me, I wish I could run out and get it. It's a bullet. It's a bullet with some of Lemmy's ashes inside of it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, okay, everybody's going, a bullet, Lemmy's ashes. This is nuts. This is the kind of thing that Lemmy would have loved to have done, and whatever you choose, however you choose to interpret what I've just said, that's entirely up to you. But to be even thought of, to be brought into this small circle of friends where you actually own a little bit of Lemmy's ashes and you wear it around your neck on a pendant, and he's close to your heart in the truest sense, in the terms of his mortal remains. That's just mind-blowingly powerful.
Yeah.
To use an object like that to carry his remains is just so Lemmy. It's provocative. It makes you think. It makes you talk. But as far as having a beautiful part of Lemmy physically with me right now in my house, that's just magical. And I'll just balance that up if that's the right thing to do.
Sure.
Another one of my late great friends, Ronnie James Dio, was a great fan of dragons, because dragons are these mythical beasts that are full of power.
Whoa, what'd I tell you, Crasher?
What, you didn't have to tell me. We were there.
Yeah.
There. Hey, music.
Yeah. There's 40 minutes of Rob Halford, and we're posting that today on our Speed Freaks official Speed Freaks YouTube page. We'll have it all up there for you. And the current state of affairs on this planet Rob hits on, so many things. Always an individual that isn't afraid to speak his mind, and he speaks it so eloquently, Crasher.
I would agree with that. The first time I was with, you've interviewed him for decades, but the first time I interviewed him, 5 years ago? I don't remember when it was now, but I remember feeling that way, like, whoa, this guy has such an amazing perspective on everything in the world, and I grew a massive new appreciation for him.
Freak Nation will do it again. As we said last week, we're moving to Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with a longer show, 30 minutes or more. Special guest joining us each show. Be sure you follow us on Twitch, Facebook, and of course on YouTube, as we do it live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, nooner Mountain Time. That's 12 o'clock Mountain Time. Freaking Phoenix, weird ass.
Kick Phoenix in the balls, yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Have a good Monday.